Hey there everybody, my name is George, I'm the founder here at Extension Ecom, and I wanted to walk you all through an example of how to set up PPC properly for variations. It's something we've been dealing with a lot as we've gotten clients with large variation product lines, and I think it's very beneficial in terms of driving proper PPC performance. So I have a listing here prepared. We're not actively supporting this brand, but it's a great example. And here you can see that it's an air freshener spray with multiple scent variations. Now, other variations out there are going to be like color, going to be like style, the features, etc. And what we want to do with the advertising is, yes, it can be very easy just to set up an air freshener spray campaign and drive general air freshener spray traffic, and might even do, provide decent results. But what we can do is we can pair that with some lower funnel targeting, going specifically after lavender scents. So what I did is I just pulled up the lavender air freshener spray search, and you can see there's a ton of different lavender products. So we'll go ahead and ping a few of these out, and then we're going to go into Cerebro, and we're going to reverse ACE search all the lavender stuff. Now, we would also want to do this with all the other scents. So let's populate this and run the search, and then we'll go review the other scents that they would also want to do this for. Okay, so the other scents would be your citrus and spice. You might want to look for search volume for that. Maybe that's a bit more niche, I'm not sure. Lavender, lemongrass, peppermint. You definitely want to go ahead and look for all of those, right? And just identify how can you niche that down. Coming in with 15,400 keywords, so let's do some brief refinements, but for the most part, we're just going to go after the lavender phrases. So down to 6.4, but again, we're going to go after the lavender phrase. So let's just grab the word lavender to make sure that it's in the helium 10 search. So let's go ahead and see phrases containing lavender, and let's imply that. We're down to 204 keywords, which is perfect. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and open this up, and we're going to take it to just the search volume, sales volume, and keyword. And that's going to allow us to really quickly go through this data. Whoops, there we go. And identify what we want. So I'm going to start breaking these out to be in a couple different buckets. So these are going to be our super high search volume, which I'm going to put as more consideration-based campaigns. Consideration, I think that's correct. And then we're going to have our purchase-based campaigns. We'd also want loyalty campaigns, but that would be branded terminology. So that would be terminology related to natural flower power. What a name. It's actually a great name. So we'd want that terminology to be related to natural flower power, but because it's not like lavender based, we're not going to create anything for it. Now for consideration, I would honestly probably rule out the word lavender just because it's so generalized. But we'll leave it in here for now, and some brands might want to test on that super high volume. And in terms of like what the product is, that's like what purchases. So like purchases the exact demographic searching for your product. When they search for that very high intent, gonna have higher conversion rates. When you're searching for something, a little bit more up the funnel, lavender spray or lavender, that could be a variety of sprays, and that could be a variety of different lavender products where they're not going to be like as likely to convert. Conversion rate's going to decrease. That's why it's more consideration, right? They're considering general lavender sprays. They're considering lavender products. Maybe they're going to consider yours. But for purchase, we want someone that's searching exactly for a natural air freshener, for an air spray, for essential oils, for all that stuff, right? That's exactly what our product is, and we want to, bring that to the consumer. So let's go back over here. Knowing that we're not for bugs, we're not for sleep, we're not for bugs. So for this stuff, right, I wouldn't even put that in consideration because for lavender spray for bugs is going to be like they're searching for something completely unrelated. So I probably wouldn't put that there. So lavender spray, this is probably like the most important word, honestly. Air freshener, this is going to be decent. Sleep spray, again, probably not for sleep based on the listing. Okay. Let's see what else we have in here. Lavender scents. This could go over here. So we just want to go through here and do the quick comb of everything and grab all of the relevant terms. You could go for the brands. I'm personally going to avoid the competitors because those CPCs are going to be quite high for an up-and-coming brand. It's unlikely that we're going to be able to, really pop off on those words. Hand sanitizer spray, lavender method, lavender mist, lavender air freshener for the car. Put that into the consideration campaign, I think. Lavender spray. Okay, we're almost there. Let's just finish this out. Okay, again, I think we could potentially put that for the car. Air freshener spray is going to be purchase. Counter spray. Do people spray their counters? Lavender, oh, it's plug-in. I would put that under consideration. Lavender oil, essential oil spray. Spray for bed. You could probably, if I knew the product better and had a conversation around it, the bed could 100% be a good term. I'm going to avoid it for now, just A, for the sake of time, and B, just because I don't truly know the product that well. I just looked at the listing briefly. All right, let's just call it there for the sake of time. And then what we're going to do is we're going to properly group these, and we have our PPC campaigns basically ready to go. And that is what you'd want to then do for each scent variation. So let's group these guys up. I think it's just a bunch of car air freshener terminology here. Okay, we're good. So you would want to then break these out into two campaigns. So you'd have your SP, I don't know, lavender air spray. I think I spelled lavender wrong. And then this would be your purchase and your exact. And then you want that same exact one as a phrase. And then what we could do, knowing what that search volume is for the phrase, is we could come in and be ready to negate stuff. So you could pre-negate bed bugs. You could pre-negate bugs, and you could have a pre-negation list. Mothballs, sleep, I don't know. But again, we don't need to go through all of it, but you could have pre-negations if you want for the phrase, or you can just start the phrase like that. And now you would run these, small test budgets, maybe $25 per campaign, get data in, give it a week or whatever, and then go from there. And then you can do the exact same thing for your consideration. And for all of this too, you could consider using a low CPC broad as well. But for the sake of starting off, and actually I'm going to go with these guys, just because I think that lavender is a bit out there. And then we can see, hey, do people want these as well? Let's grab this just so we know. And the impact here is, rather than going after a broad term such as that general air freshener spray, so we're going after about 8,000 clicks a month here with a very targeted. And then if we were to replicate that across now your citrus and spice, maybe not 8,000, but let's say another 5,000. Your lemongrass, let's say another 5,000. Your peppermint, let's say another 5,000, right? Now we're dealing with 20,000 plus more search volume. And we're going after much more targeted shoppers, so they're more likely to convert. So a couple things happen. You get better conversion rates, you get more customers in front of your product, and you can get more people to buy. So overall, the strategy has been working great for a lot of high variation products we use. So I would definitely recommend testing that out if you're just using an auto or very broad terminology such as air freshener spray. Niche that down a bit. All those campaigns should be segmented, meaning they're not ad groups, they're their own separate entity. It's going to give you a lot of control over the situation.